Well, I think PASOS is still extremely relevant to moving policy debate in Europe and in regions in circles that are outside of national contexts. And PASOS, I think, is a way for national think tanks to work with each other and get their voices heard in a broader way, in a broader audience. PASOS has a strength that many others don't have, and that is the membership and the composition of its membership, which goes across the traditional lines in which one forms networks or makes contacts. We are not only EU, we are in the partnership countries, we are in the Balkans, we are in aspiring EU members, and we are in members who are under severe democratic challenges. So we span the range of things going on in Europe, and I think that gives us special insight and a special voice. And PASOS's challenge is how to make that voice heard in a positive, influential way. Well, I think the organization needs to be a value added to its members, and I would hope that the value added would come in helping members achieve impact from their work. And I think PASOS can both provide opportunities to work together. PASOS can also be helpful to those organizations that want to broadcast louder than their own national capitals. Well, I think PASOS should be seeking a voice in many issues. And for me, the most interesting issues that I see that I will try and talk to the members about, I see that the whole region is I don't want to say a war zone, because that's an incredibly harsh word, but what we see from the conflict playing out with Russia is we see information and the use of media manipulation all across the region, not only in media outlets and venues that work in the Russian language, but also in outlets and venues that work in national languages. And this is an issue that is gaining importance in Europe. It's also an issue where we expect to see a lot of funding streams and ideas for how to counter this information warfare or manipulation of information. And I think that many PASOS members have things to say on this subject, and I would hope that we will be able to put together a project or an endeavor where we could contribute to this conversation. In particular, I think the Russian narratives coming into national media space is something where PASOS members can truly have a value added, because while everyone is focused on the Russian language media space, there is little information that gives us a big picture look at what's happening in national media spaces, which are subject to the same pressures as the Russian language media space often. Migration. I think we have open society still in our name, and I believe it's still a set of core values that the PASOS members responds to. Migration issues in Europe are coming to the fore, and they are bringing up, I would say, all sorts of not so open opinions in the countries. They're contributing to more extremist opinions. They are raising national conversations that I think that PASOS should be a part of. And because we cover such a span of countries and a span of experiences, I think we can have a very informed conversation about what migration policy could look like, either for the EU or those countries that are struggling with internal migration flows from conflict areas, or with countries that are struggling with the rise of right-wing populism as a reaction to impending migration flows. I think there's a lot that the members can say about this from so many different perspectives. It should be up to us to try and get these perspectives in to public debate. The third issue where I would hope to be able to focus Pasas's attention in the near future is how to help transition and transformation happen in countries that are poised for it. In this case, I would like to be able to focus on the Ukraine. I think we have excellent members in Ukraine, and I think we have many members that have so many experiences that could help Ukraine move very quickly on its reform path. And I'd like to see us involved very much in helping Ukraine move in a European development path. I think similar to Jeff, after 10 years in one organization, it felt like it was a time for change. And so after Providus passed its 10th birthday, I thought it was time for me to take a break. And now my break is over. And I came back and started looking for, let's say, the next professional challenge. And for me, I was looking in a number of directions. And as soon as I considered working outside of Latvia, it coincided with Jeff's announcement that he is closing his chapter in Pasas. And it was simply one of the opportunities that I responded to. And I think it's a very propitious opportunity because it is an opportunity to come back and work with people that have been colleagues for years, and to work with an organization that exists today because a number of think tanks 10 years ago had a vision. And the fact that this vision is reality today, to me it's already a success story, and I can hope that the next chapter will also be considered a success story by the next person.